Okay, hi everybody. I'm here with Dr. Jenny with Total Wellness with Dr. Jenny. I'm just going to make sure that this is all working properly. There we go. 1 second. We're having a few technical challenges today, but we're getting through them. Okay, awesome. There we are. So we're going to talk today a little bit about fitness, a little bit about just health and wellness. And I'm super excited for any of you who know me or maybe don't know this about me. I think if I wasn't in real estate, I would have pursued some sort of career in fitness just because I love fitness. I grew up, my dad's family owned a gym when I was growing up, and my mom's a personal trainer and my dad was a bodybuilder. So I've been around fitness a long time, and also personally struggled with an eating disorder when I was younger. So I've had a lot of different challenges with that, but I feel like fitness became an outlet for me as I grew up out of my college years and ran a couple marathons, and just helps my overall well-being and just how I feel and everything. So I'm super passionate about fitness, and we thought it would be fun to bring you Dr. Jenny, who's one of our dear clients and also an expert in this field of health and wellness. And she really looks at the total package. So all the different aspects of wellness, not just the personal training and the physical, but also, mental and then eating right and all those things. So without further ado, here is Jenny, and she's going to talk to us about just her background and some fun tips about how you can stay, active during this quarantine period. Because I know that that's, challenging during this time to when you're inside all the time, and maybe you're taking care of your kids and it's hard to get those workouts in. But so she's going to give us some tips and go from there. And if you guys have questions, just pop them in the comments and we'll check those out before we head out of here.
Thanks, Danica. I am Dr. Jenny. Jenny Padavon is my name, and one of my businesses is Total Wellness with Dr. Jenny, as Danica mentioned. And I'm also a triathlon coach. My husband and I own Total Intensity Sports. We're not going to talk about that one today. We're going to focus on the wellness business. And just to give you a little background on kind of how I even got into this, I actually have a PhD in neuroscience. And I started off my first career was in research, doing neuroscience research, and I was in that field for about 10 years. And I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I'd always been an athlete growing up and always been involved in fitness. And sitting inside at a lab bench all day long was just not filling my cup. I like to be outside, I like to be moving. So I decided to make the jump, and I left research, left that career behind, and went into fitness. And I became a personal trainer and a certified triathlon coach. And at first I worked just for myself, and then realized that I needed to get a little help getting clients. So I started working for a gym, and I worked for Spare Time Clubs as a personal trainer. That's kind of my side gig, I guess, as a trainer. But that led me from there, from personal training. I actually kind of moved up into a management position with Spare Time, and I was overseeing a facility and had my own staff, and it was not what I expected, and I got really stressed out and actually gained some weight, and I wasn't exercising, and I realized that I needed to make a life change, a big life change. And so I decided to leave that management position, which was a big risk because, it had benefits and all those wonderful things that you don't have when you're self-employed. So, but I was just not happy and not healthy, not taking care of myself. And it made me realize that there's more to being healthy than just going to the gym and doing your workout. It's stress management is super important, how you take care of your body and your mind, and your fitness, obviously, doing your workouts and moving your body is super important, but what you're eating, if you're sleeping, how you're sleeping, how well you're sleeping or not, and just dealing with the big picture of life. So I decided to go into health coaching. I still was working as a personal trainer, but I wanted to go to something more big picture and not just go to the gym and you knock out your 1 hour workout and then you go sit on your butt the rest of the day and eat Cheetos or whatever. So I decided to get my health coaching certification, and I have a fitness nutrition certification also, and started my business called Total Wellness with Dr. Jenny. And my focus is on helping people lose weight, but it's mostly not just about the weight loss, it's about the whole process, the whole journey, and getting to look at the big picture of your life and see where where are you having stress in your life, getting your life organized, getting you kind of on schedule, and looking at nutrition. What are you eating? Because if you're super stressed, then you're not sleeping well and you're not eating well usually, and it all ties together. So I help people to look at their life as a whole and see what do we need to change, and just start making this like little, notching away at little things in their life to make big changes in the end, but starting with just small pieces to help you lose weight and be more confident and be happy and healthy, mind and body both.
Awesome. Yeah, those are awesome things too, just to keep in mind, and how it all works together too. It's not just the gym. Great, something just fell off my desk. Not just the gym component. I think too, when I was struggling, in high school and things, for me, it was like, oh, I have to be skinnier. Or there were things that were really important to me, I thought, but it was like, gosh, over time, when I did struggle with that eating disorder, I was really damaging my body in the process, because you're not trusting your body. I had like an overeating disorder, not the other way around, but it really was. Now it's more about, as I grew up, more about just total wellness, like you said, mind, body, and spirit and all that, and it's not just about looking good, or it's about just feeling good and the benefits that come. So what do you feel like during this quarantine time, whether it's people who have worked out, or that they're already active or not, what can they be doing when they feel like the gyms are closed, or I don't have the motivation, I'll do the YouTube programs for 10 minutes and then I'm like, oh, this, my kids are calling me, I'll go tend to them? Or what do you feel like are ways people can stay accountable during this time and not put on the COVID-19, I guess, that they've said?
Yeah, like the freshman 15 of college.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on what your activity level has been in the past, but I always recommend starting with walking. And I went for a run just a little bit ago, and I saw some people out like speed walking, and I was like, those people are really fit and they're walking really fast. And but it's like, I don't know what else they do, obviously I don't know them, but you can really burn a lot of calories if you're doing a good speed and just getting out there and moving your body and walking. So I usually recommend people start with walking if they're not doing anything. And even if you were doing a ton of exercising before and then you've done nothing the last 6 weeks, it's not really smart to go out and run 10 miles or whatever. So ease back into it. So again, start with walking, or start with like a run walk, if you were running before. Just get your body moving, and then stretching too. Like stretching is so, people don't do it, unfortunately. But if you're exercising at all, you should be stretching. And even if you're not exercising, then you should still stretch, just to help your joints and your muscles, feel good and get the fluids going inside your body. And stretching will also help kind of calm you and relax you. So if you're feeling really stressed, I like to tell people, like, just get on the floor, lay on the floor and stretch, just like, stretch it out, and it just feels really good and it kind of calms you. And so I know a lot of people are stressed out right now. So if you're not, moving and like really into like super hardcore exercise, just start with walking and stretching, because those are really good ways to just get your body moving to begin with.
Awesome. And what about going outside for people maybe that are like worried about going outside? I mean, they just posted about Sacramento being like one of the lowest metropolitan areas with, COVID, which is great. So do you feel like people should get outside? Because I've seen a lot of people on the American River Bike Trail, and we've been doing that. Would you feel like that's a good idea too?
Yeah. So obviously you want to keep your 6 feet apart from people that you don't know, or that don't live with you, and still practice the physical distancing aspect of it. But absolutely, you want to get outside. The sun has so many good, has vitamin D, which your body needs, but also just feeling the warmth on your body. And, or if you don't like the heat, go out first thing in the morning when right now it's like cool. We got this nice brisk, cool morning. So you can get out and get your walk in, or get your run or whatever in. But getting outside also helps relieve some of that stress, and just allows you to move your body too, and get away from where you're sitting at home, eating, sleeping, working, doing activities with the kids. Get outside and kind of get away from your space. And one thing they've been saying the whole time is that exercise is still allowed, and you're still allowed to go outside. And if you're afraid to go out, on like the bike trail, which does get busy, kind of late morning, at least go out in your backyard, and do little laps around your backyard, or go out and walk around your block or your neighborhood. I know not every neighborhood is the same, but at least in my neighborhood, people are out quite a bit walking, riding their bikes, and everyone's keeping their space. And people are like posting on Nextdoor, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just keeping my space, but just like, so everyone kind of knows, like, normally you'd be a little more interactive, but it's like wave across the street, at people. And so I definitely encourage people to get outside and get some activity outside, because the sun just feels good on your body. You get your vitamin D, and it just gets you away from the space where you're kind of doing everything else at the moment. So it allows you to get a little freedom also.
Yeah, and it kind of resets you too. We went on a walk. So my kids ride their bikes, and then I drag our dog. She's not great at the leash training yet, but she'll sometimes run after them, and I'm hauling it, trying to catch the kids. And it's probably like 20 minutes that I'm running, but it's like a good, if we don't have time to do these full on, hour dedicated workouts, because there are interruptions or people are working and busy. Awesome. Thanks for all those ideas. I know you were going to share some other things about your business, and I know you have fitness Fridays, because that's something I think with the accountability piece right now, when people aren't at their gyms, that's something that maybe people would feel accountable because they know there's other people there, or, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So one thing I've always loved doing outdoor workouts, for one. So I'm doing some outdoor workouts right now with people, like with some couples that, are already together and stuff. But I've converted a lot of things to virtual since all of this happened, and I'm offering what I'm calling Fitness Fridays. So it's just a 30-minute workout on Zoom every Friday at noon. And, you just pop in and I lead you through a cardio strength workout, and it's all body weight, so you don't need any equipment. If you have some dumbbells, you want to, you can add some weight to some of the exercises, but it's all based on body weight, and it's all time based. So it's available for anyone. No matter what your level is, what your ability is, you can do it. My dad lives in Atlanta, or near Atlanta. He's been joining us for it. So, and actually my father-in-law also, he lives in Ohio, and he's 86, I think, or 84, something. He's in his mid 80s. So he's been joining us. So definitely like all levels. And then I've got a girl who's a college age, just about ready to graduate from college, doing it too. So it's geared towards all abilities, and you just kind of follow along with me. And if you can't go as fast as I'm going, that's fine. You just do your own pace. But I'm offering these every Friday, and I'm only charging $10 for the 30-minute workout, because I want people just to get moving and stay moving and be active. And to me, it's really important that people just continue doing that, and having that, even though it's only $10, the fact that you have prepaid, and that that I see that you have prepaid, so okay, I worked out a little bit of money, and this person is counting on me to be there. So that gives you the accountability piece in that way too. So it helps people to be engaged and to stay on it and to be active. And I've really enjoyed doing these, because it's just something different than what I've never done virtual group workouts before this happened. So it's been a challenge for me to learn how to do it on Zoom. But also it's been fun. Like, I do a different routine every week. I just make up something different. So it's been super fun for me just to stay connected with people, and see people moving and happy. And so it's been really fun. So I definitely encourage people, if you're interested, you can leave a note in the comments, and I'll put the link to register also in the comments when we're done, and you can check it out and join me if you would like. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that when my gym that I was going to, if you didn't show up the morning of, they charge you like $10. And man, I was getting out of bed because I'm so cheap. I'm like, I do not want to pay. But it's such a good, accountability to know that like they're going to take your money if you don't show up. It's like, gosh.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Is there anything else, just like tips that you want to share, or on the wellness side of your business, or anything that you think would be helpful for people during this time? And I don't know if you want to show any exercises, or if there's anything that you want to show specific, or.
Yeah, I'll show a couple exercises in just a second, but I'll just give a couple other tips too. So I think exercise is super important right now, and exercise is different for everyone. So, for me, that means going for a run or riding my bike. For some people, that just means getting outside and getting a walk in. And so no matter what your level is and what your ability is right now, it's important that you continue moving your body, because it's going to help your mind and your body both feel better. And then the other, along with the fitness aspect, nutrition. We've joked about the freshman 15 version of this, and with this disease, this pandemic. But you don't want to just be sitting at home on your butt all day long eating junk. So, if you're ordering your food from the store right now and you're not going to the store, make sure you're getting some fresh fruit in your order, some vegetables, getting a variety of foods. And people a lot of times ask me like, oh, what are the superfoods, or what do you think, what's your best recommendation for nutrition? And it kind of depends on where you're at right now. Like, I don't, as a health coach, I don't give people a meal plan. I don't believe in that, because if it's way different from what you've already been doing, you're not going to stick to it, and you're not going to learn how to eat either. So right now, just trying to get a variety of fruits and vegetables in your diet. And if the fresh ones aren't working out, you can get frozen, you can get bags of frozen strawberries and stuff, and they're cheaper than fresh ones, and they just taste as good. I mean, they just pull them out of the freezer, let them thaw, and then you can throw them in your smoothie or on your yogurt or whatever, or just eat them by themselves. So just make sure that what you're putting in your body is healthy. And maybe if you weren't doing that before, maybe now is a good time to start looking at some recipes and trying some new things. And if you're wanting to try something new besides going to the grocery store and shopping, start growing some of your own stuff. That's one thing that I actually had just before all this started growing a garden. And now that I'm home more, I'm checking on it every day, and I'm getting so much food out of it. It's awesome. And you don't have to have a big garden. You can just put a little tomato plant in a pot and grow it, on your patio, and get a bunch of tomatoes. And it's very rewarding, because you're oh, I grew this and I'm eating it now. It's awesome. So definitely try to get some healthy foods, because whatever you're putting in your body, it's going to affect how your body performs. And I say perform as in daily functions. It doesn't have to be sports related performances, how you feel when you wake up in the morning, how if you're tired. If you put a bunch of garbage in your body, a bunch of sugar in your body, then your body's going to feel tired and sluggish. But if you're filling yourself with fruits and vegetables and healthy carbs and lean meat, then you're going to feel good. And again, if that's not what you normally eat, then just try, swap a bag of potato chips for an apple or something, to start with something small and see how you feel, and keep doing that day after day. And then, you'll start feeling better. Your body will feel better, and you'll be just, you won't have to worry about that COVID-19 15 pounds or whatever that people are talking about. So just make sure you're fueling your body and putting in healthy things. And then with the stress, it's very challenging for a lot of people right now, because they're trying to deal with work at home, and their kids are at home, and they're trying to homeschool their kids, or deal with the kids' activities. I mean, I don't have kids, but I have my dogs. That's enough for right now. But I know a lot of people are trying to manage it, and so I think doing things that are, maybe getting the family involved with some sort of activities, like some exercise activities, going for a walk, like you said, Jenica, you guys are doing, or getting outside and playing, with the kids. It helps the kids burn off some energy, but also it takes your mind away from the stress of work and life, when you're just kind of out there playing with your kids and having fun. So, so just make sure you're managing your stress through exercise, through even stretching, going for walks. I mean, maybe, if you're feeling really stressed from sitting inside at your computer, one thing that I always tell my clients, and I try to do this myself too, is just to walk away, go outside for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, do a little walk. And I mean, even, take the kids, if the kids are doing schoolwork and they need a break, grab the kids. Okay, we're all going to go walk around the block, and your mind will feel better. You'll feel refreshed. You'll come back and you're okay, I'm ready to dive back into it. So I would recommend doing short breaks throughout the day to help you kind of keep the stress level in check. And during those short breaks, try to get outside a little bit and get your body moving, because that will also help you reset. So those are the kind of the big principles, I think, that, I mean, they fall into your life in general, that things that you should be doing, but now it's even more important when you're all, feeling like you're stuck in this place and you can't get outside, which is, as I said, not true. You can't go outside. Please do. Just be careful.
It's amazing. Yeah, the 6 feet. It's amazing too, how I think about okay, when we come out from this, I know there's times when I'm at my office sitting for 3 hours, just zoned out. And it's I don't do that enough. And I feel now, because we're home and, our kids are home and we're trying to manage, I'm making more of an effort, but I'm I want to take this back when this is over and be better about going outside and, taking those walks around the office or stopping to eat lunch. Cause I'm one of those ones where it's like, oh, it's 2:30, hurry up and
Yeah.
eat. And it's like, it's not good long term, but this is good to reset. That's what I think a lot of people have felt like about this whole pandemic, or at least the big majority that we've talked to, is just, it's given us a chance to step back and maybe create some new habits. I was going to mention too, for people that are looking for healthy options too, we do like a smoothie not every morning, but some mornings where we do they have the mixed greens or super greens from Costco. And we put a bunch of those in a blender with mangoes, the frozen ones, and, frozen strawberries and an avocado for people that like avocado. And it's so good. And it's a way for kids to get, their veggies. And it's like, I don't know, just, you have to kind of get creative with, kids and picky kids. So
But that's a very good point. You're getting the kids the fruits and vegetables both, and it's like a treat because they're getting a smoothie, right? So yeah, very good. Good strategy.
Extra, we'll usually make a big blender of it, and then we'll pour more into popsicles. So those are their popsicles, and then it's just nice to have because there's so much junk, and we've gotten ice cream, and it's like, even I'm like, we need to stop eating junk because it feels like, oh, he's gonna get on the call anyway. It feels like just too much junk. I'm going to move my computer. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to help us with showing us some exercises, that would be awesome. Or anything else that you want to share. And then I don't know where I'm going to go to, but somewhere out there. Sit on the floor. How about that? There we go.
All right, so I may need to adjust my screen once I get going, but I'm going to show, I just want to show a few stretches that you can do at home that are just good to help you kind of, take a moment out and de-stress and relax. And again, whether you're currently exercising or not, stretching is really good for your body. So I always encourage people to at least start with this if you're not doing anything. And if you are exercising, then stretching is also super important. So, so the first stretch I'm going to do is just an overhead reach. Just make yourself as tall as possible. And you can bring your hands together if you want, if you're able to, or you can keep them apart, your choice. And then just lean to the side. And go as far as you can. And then the other side. Can't feel like you're at a concert, waving your hands side to side, slow motion. And pretend. You can play some music if you want. And then come back to center.
Hey, your little feet. You can watch. You want to say hi? Okay.
All right, let me just adjust here for a second. All right, and then the next one I'm going to do is you're just going to go arms overhead, and you're going to bend forward from your hips, and then just let your arms hang down. Just let everything relax and release. And then when you're ready to come up, you're going to roll up through your spine and push your tailbone down. And then as you stand up, bring your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them back and down, and relax. And you're going to stretch. We're going to stretch the back of your legs and your back. So you're going to bring your feet a little bit wider. And again, just reach down towards the ground. Bring your hands down wherever you can. Keep your back flat. Take a deep breath. Just hold it there for a moment. Slowly bring yourself back up. And bring your feet back together. And then there's two more. These are a little more active stretches that I like to do. And I normally do these at the beginning of a workout to help me get warmed up, or do it with my clients to help them get warmed up. So the first is you're going to tap your opposite foot behind you. So this helps stretch out your quads, and it also makes you balance because you're standing on one leg, and makes you use your brain because you're doing opposites. So my PhD comes in there, the neuroscience background. Gotta use your mind and your body. And then another one I like to do is where you tap the opposite in front of you, but this time you're going to kind of bring your knee up and out to the side. So you want to be here. So this helps open up your hips a little bit. And again, you're balancing, you're doing opposites. So those are some of my static and dynamic stretches that I like to do for beginning and end of workouts with people and myself.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing those. Yeah, it's good to remember to stretch too, because that's one thing when if you go for like a long run or you do like some weight training, it's like, okay, I got to be done. And it's like you forget that, and it feels so good. Even in the morning, if you start off with some stretches, it feels so nice to just, wake your body up or, do a little yoga or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there any last details? So we'll post the link, and if anybody has any questions, now would be the time, but we'll post the link on Facebook or, in our Facebook Live on the bottom there, just for the signups for her Friday workouts. And then do you have any last tips or anything that you want to share or anything else you want to mention?
Just remember to take some time out of every day, I would say even every hour, and take a break. Don't be, like you said, Jenica, you get stuck at that 3 hours at your computer and then all of a sudden it's way past lunchtime. And I've been guilty of that too. It's like when I'm writing people's workout schedules, I can sit there at my computer and do like 4 hours of scheduling and then, oh my gosh, half the day is gone. So one thing I do to help me stay on track with that is to set a timer. So I actually will set a timer, like, I'll set it for an hour and 15 minutes. So I'll work for an hour and 15 minutes and then I'll go walk away, leave the room, go take my dogs outside or do, whatever. Now that we're at home, it's a little bit easier to get distracted with, oh, the laundry needs to be changed and oh, the dishwasher needs to be emptied. On your 15-minute break turns into 45. But then you set a timer to take a break and set a timer to get back to work too. But setting a timer and taking a break every hour or hour and a half, or something like that, is really helpful too, just to allows you to be really focused when you're doing your work, and then allows you to reset and do other things when you step away and to get your body, out of that hunched over computer position that we're so used to at this point. I think the other thing is I have my Fitness Fridays, and I'd love to have more people join me for that. If Friday at noon doesn't work for you, I have some other options potentially for small group or personal training virtually. Or if you're interested in learning more about like the big picture of how to change your life, maybe now is the time that you actually can invest the time in yourself and start making changes. So again, I'd love to hear from people. Even if you just have questions, about some aspect of health, fitness, nutrition, stress management, time management, any of those things that are related to your mind and body health, then feel free to send me a message and connect with me, and I'll try to help you out as best as I can.
Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, it's so true with the timer. And I think being self-employed, and I think about like realtors just in our industry, it's like everybody, if you're grinding and even if you're making, good money, it's like if your health isn't in check, it doesn't, it's going to affect you later. And so I think it's so good. It's kind of along the lines of like time blocking. You're going to be more focused if you say, okay, I'm going to work from now till 3:30 and then I'm going to take a break, instead of like, I think I have like ADHD from all the years of doing real estate where it's like, oh, this squirrel. And it's like, so I'm trying to build better habits of like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm going to take a break. But you almost, especially when you're self-employed too, it's like nobody's there. And some of the questions that are asked in real estate to agents is like, well, if you were your own boss, would you fire you? Then mostly it's related to like if you're not making your calls or if you're not, but it's the same thing. Like employers have to give their employees breaks, right? That's just part of it. But being self-employed, it's like, well, it's my, I'll miss lunch and because nobody's there to tell me I have to take it. But there's a reason that, they make employees take breaks. It's like, so right. I'm preaching to myself here, but you are so awesome. Thank you for sharing all that. And we'll be sure to link the Friday fitness classes. But again, like she said, she does one-on-one sessions, or, if you're not comfortable with the group setting. So that's awesome. We'll link it in the comments, the Fitness Fridays, and then her Facebook page too. So thank you for being with me. I appreciate it. And we'll upload this to our YouTube channel as well.
Thank you very much, Jenica. It's fun. Okay. And, if any, I know most of you probably already, have bought a house from Jenica or whatever. She doesn't really need a plug, but, she's an awesome realtor. So if you need any help with real estate, give her a call.
Thank you.
For my people who are watching this, if you need a house or sell a house or buy a house, talk to Jenica. She's awesome.
Thank you. You're so sweet. All right. Well, enjoy your day, and thanks for inspiring us to get out there and be active.
Yes. Go move your body now.
Yes. Go work out. All right. Have a good day. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.